I had my mic muted. Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, just give me a 1. And if you can hear a really annoying fan, just let me know. You should be able to hear me now, hopefully. I muted my mic. Cool, people hear me. Awesome. Let me just move this over to my other screen. We'll get straight into it. I'm a little bit late. Running late, busy day. For those, basically what this isn't like a live mentoring session, but it kind of is. It's mainly just I'm going to go tackle some bug bounty note challenges. We're going to learn to hack together, basically. So if you haven't done some of the challenges, you might find the answer out in this. So if you don't want to ruin it, I don't know. Close your eyes if we work it out. I don't know. We'll just give a few more minutes for people to get in. Hi, Bug Hunter Cat. Yeah, and cheers for the idea, JD on sec. I did have some ideas about it, but I didn't know. I don't know. But your tweet motivated me to want to do it. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why, as well, I'm trying to keep these live mentoring sessions, well, even though this isn't live mentoring, but it kind of is. I'm trying to keep them fresh and constant to keep it fresh in people's head. It's supposed to start after 1 hour. I tweeted out BST this time, so I made the mistake last time of saying 2 p.m. GMT, which is 3 p.m. for me. So I've made sure to always say BST, always 2 p.m. here in the afternoon for me. We'll just get to it, shall we? Do you know what I mean? We all want to learn to hack, so let's get straight to. Let me share my screen. Let's go hack. I've not hacked in a while. Been busy with BugBountyNotes, mentoring sessions, etc. So I haven't hacked in a while. So it should be fun. We'll turn burp off for now. I'm not sure if we'll need it for some of them, depending on what we're doing. If it's something basic like XSS, then maybe we can just do it in the browser. So let's go on challenges and see. I need to work out how I can keep my face in the corner somewhere. As I've got my screen being shared, but it's all good. It's all good. So one person, CelioX, how you pronounce your name, has found the answer to this. Now, if you're trying this challenge here, is our new profile update secure? Do not mess around with settings.php. You're only meant to mess around with new settings.php. I think I need to work on how I explain things in these challenges so it's more clear to people. But when you log into this, you're not messing with settings.php. You're looking only at new settings.php and seeing what is new, etc. Like I say, if you get the bug, let me know. So let's get straight to it. Should we just go down the list? Give some space to this XSS filter. So this is from Rakesh Main. Thank you for this. One of our developers who doesn't read the effing manual come up with his XSS filter. He thinks his filter is super duper secure. Can we prove him wrong? Well, do we think we can prove him wrong, guys? There's only one way to find out, and let's have a look. So our goal is to execute alert document domain. All right, cool. Well, me as a hacker, instantly, I I do it all the time. Like just view source. If you're doing my challenges, you should pick that up. That viewing the source is key because that helps you also learn that when you're building automated tools, you instantly know what your tool should look for in the source code, and then you can save yourself lots of time when scanning, basically. No, this isn't Hackers Creed. Hi, Sean. Isn't it supposed to start after 1 hour? No, I actually did tweet out that it was 2 p.m. BST, unless the time zones have changed again. I don't think they have. It's 2 p.m. BST. Should we just double check? Time in BST. Yeah, 2 o'clock. I'm pretty sure I tweeted out saying 2 p.m. BST. I believe. Yep. Don't forget tomorrow at 2 p.m. BST. It's all good. It's all good. So back to hacking. So, all right. First of all, is anyone doing this along with me? Is anyone in the chat that wants to do this with me? Or are you simply gonna just watch and listen to my thought process, sort of thing? Because I do. Do you know what I mean? Ask questions along the way, sort of thing. Because obviously, there's a lot of variety of people with skill in this chat. I don't want to just jump straight to it and find the answer. Not saying I will, but do you know what I mean? I want to help people along the way, sort of thing. So let's have a look at this challenge. So, mate, do you know what I mean? It's JavaScript. You need to understand some JavaScript, but that's not, in my opinion, you just look at JavaScript like it's English. So we can see payload equals location.hash.substring. So we instantly know that it's looking for a hash fragment. When you see location.hash, you know it's looking for values after a hash fragment like that. Not a parameter, which is with the question mark, and then, do you know what I mean, C equals. This is looking for something after the hash fragment. So we've got that first step done. It's going to decode whatever we give them. So decode URI basically means if I give them %3c, which is the less than sign, then it's going to decode that to that. It's going to the code's going to read it as the actual character it is. So that says to me, do you know what I mean? In terms of filtering, if it was to decode it, it would decode the double one to a single one like that. So that's something to note when testing and fuzzing. So we understand that. So we know if the length is nothing, then alt equals hack me. Pretty standard. If the length of the payload isn't 0, so it is something, then payload equals XSS filter payload, and then it's going to shove the result in an image source with our payload as in inner HTML. Okay, simple enough. It's basically, so what that this code here. So what I've highlighted basically is going to take whatever I put here and place it after image source. So if we actually test that and just put simple hello, let me just click on that again. I don't think it's worked because of how hash fragments work. Open new tabs, do like that. Okay, we can see the image. Yeah, there we go. Hello. So so hacking we know instantly after hash fragment. That's not that simple. So I mean, not that hard. It is simple. So XSS filter. So we know that the payload is being run through something called XSS filter. And we can see from the developer comments, it's got remove all symbols except equals and brackets. Okay, interesting. Remove new lines and then check the length basically again after removing our payload. So basically, what this means is if you have a ton of another load of symbols on there, so if we actually give it like a h2 tag, then it's going to remove those symbols and probably error and not work. I mean, let's try it, shall we? Try and error. That's what it is with hacking. This is why I always say to people, you can't be wrong with hacking because well, how we run with this. Okay, so we only got a H. If we click on the inspect element, let's have a look. I'll try and keep up with chat as well while I'm doing this. Okay, so we can see H equals. Okay, so we know that what we've put there has put the equals after it. So if I put on click, and I don't even need to maybe I don't even need to put I always need to open a new tab. I might okay, so let's see what it's put there for us. Okay, so interesting. We've got the on click there. And it told us in the code that it's not actually going to remove that, is it? So my logic thinking is if I put on click and then I simply put that, it shouldn't remove it, right? So let's have a little go. No, it didn't. Perfect. But obviously on click and then that does nothing. But okay, interesting. So we know that we can get some sort of payload there. So it's removing all symbols except that. So I wonder what generally happens if I just put a character there. So I'm not going to put alert or nothing. I'll just simply put a character there to see what it's going to do. It got rid of it all completely. It didn't like that. There has to be some sort of symbol there. Yeah, it didn't even do that at all. Good afternoon, Kane. No, I've never heard of fire bounty, if I'm honest. Enlighten me. What is it? Right, so back to this is the problem again. I can't get this. I can't. I've got to learn to not get distracted sometimes. Right. Okay. So because this is the thing with hacking. Once you're really in a train of thought with hacking, just ride with it, go with it, lock yourself in a room, and just really go with it. Bogdan, yeah, I don't need to open the tab. Just refresh the page. Yeah, I did do that, and sometimes it wasn't working for me. It's open new tab's all good. Okay. So anyway, so we basically know that it's replacing all symbols except for these, and we've just tested by putting onClick equals brackets, and it reflected it. But when we put equals a, it didn't reflect it. So okay, interesting. So it says it's going to reflect. So in my opinion, we probably don't need to worry about that. We probably need to worry what's coming after the equal sign, in my opinion. I might be wrong. Again, this is I'm hacking live. I could be wrong. Um, that's my opinion. So I'm going to change that to actually on error because I don't want to click it basically, and I'm just going to make sure that works. Yeah, okay. So we've got our on error there. I'm a happy man. Now, like I say, I'm wanting to think about what is here. So what happens if I add a character after my actual brackets? It's telling me that the brackets are okay. Okay, interesting. So we know we can't add any characters before the curly brackets and after the equal sign because it removes it and filters it, but we can add it after. Now we could potentially try. Now I was going to say we could try that trick from file descriptor with reversing. So we'd write alert basically back to front, and it would reflect it back. But I believe with inner HTML that it won't do it correctly. I mean, let's try. Why not? I'm on my laptop where I don't have access to all my payloads. Does anyone have? I mean, I did retweet it. I'm going to quickly get it on my computer and send it over. It's the problem with computers. Um, Let me just send this over to this computer. I need to send all my payloads and stuff over, really. Because I'm thinking what happens if I basically reverse the payload that we're giving it and see what happens. I could be wrong, like I say. Alright, let's try this. So, if I'm just going to simply add it on the end, so E1, I've lost it. Oh no, E2%, A2, AE. Now, like I say, this might not work at all. Who knows? Okay, interesting. Not a lot. Nothing happened. Okay, interesting. We'll try it on the other side then. See what happens. Again, with hacking, you can't be. Oh, interested. So, if I simply put alert there, are you telling me that's going to work? Okay. Oh, yeah, I need to put it. Yeah, see, this is why I don't know if this is actually going to work. So I need to type that backwards, don't I? Let's get trusty notepad out. This laptop is slow. I need a new one. So what is it? TRELA. I'm sure there's tools out there to do this. All right, interesting. So we've got our payload there. I'm happy. I'm happy with that, but it doesn't execute. And I had a feeling that the way JavaScript handles inner HTML. Yeah. See, check that. That's interesting. I wonder if we could actually. Why? I wonder why it's added an extra less than sign there that we haven't given it at all. Hmm. Wonder what happens if we put this in single quote marks. Whether that will work. No. Interesting. That's. I wonder if that does that on Chrome as well. Um, I wonder. I generally wonder why the left hand side is there. I haven't. My character is. It isn't there at all. um, Interesting. I wonder if we can do something with this. No, doesn't seem to be. Like I say, it's getting rid of our characters, isn't it? I'm going to see what happens if I end it with an equals. Because, again, with hacking, you can't be wrong. How many tabs am I going to end up with? Okay, I got a sad face for that one. It didn't like that it ended in... Alright, interesting. So we know that reversing it doesn't work, but we can get our payload there, but we know it doesn't work. Alright, interesting. So, name of the challenge. Give some space to this XSS filter. So my hacker thoughts right here. Someone's saying use Chrome. What, it might work in Chrome? Maybe. Do we try? Maybe it's just Firefox. Um, no, interesting. So our payload is actually there. So the browser has worked how it should have. Yeah, but yeah, I had a feeling it would do that. So with inner HTML, I mean, although it's interesting that it's like that on let me refresh this. It's interesting that on Firefox that it actually tries to, well, it looks like it should work. Do you know what I mean? If we could add something in the quote marks there, that's interesting behavior. So again, with hacking, you can never be wrong. That's something interesting and new to me, and it's just a lesson to be learned that when testing for XSS payloads, to not always just rely on one browser. So for those out there, again, I think I mentioned it last mentoring session for the automated people who like to automate things. You simply just got to change user agents, really. But that's interesting. All right, so that's not going to work. But I know that basically we have to add something here in order to get our payload to be reflected. I wonder what happens if I put this. I presume it's just, yeah. Okay, so should we just? It says it's going to get rid of the new lines, but let's just try the standard and see what it's filtering, if anything. Because you can't ever be wrong as a hacker. Um, all right, interesting. So no, got rid of it. I need my text to still be there. Is the idea? Let's try like 09, 07, things like that. It said it was gonna because the challenge title as well is give some space. So I'm presuming there's gonna be some sort of weird character we can try here. Let's go. So one site that I like to use is fileformat.info. It's where you can find any character in any different format that you basically want. So if you go on, I've got it bookmarked on my computer. I believe it's Unicode and search. So let's just search space or blank space, something like that. I believe I'm on the right thing. I've got it bookmarked on my computer. Uh, just search the entire site, I believe. All right, guys. What do we got here? So we've got backspace, space, no break space, etc., etc. Well, and let's just try space. In fact, we haven't actually just tried the basic space, have we? So if I try space A, no. Interesting. Okay, let's go back. Let's try a no break space. So the code is the UTF-8 code here is OXC2 OXAO. So to basically copy that and just add a percent mark in between each one. So just copy and paste this here. Don't forget it. What is it? C2 AO. And we want to place it there. We want to just try A. All right, interesting. All right, interesting. So it's actually left my character there, and it is still in. Hang on. So if I simply just put alert document domain, but I believe it said that every character wasn't going to be allowed. So I'm not sure if it allow the period, but we'll try anyway. Okay, cool. We got it. Nice. Okay, interesting. So, okay, now I look back. Give some space. This XSS filter. It's looking for space. Interesting. I don't want to restart my computer. Thank you. Interesting. Let's try another character. Let's see if it all works. Let's try an Ethiopic word space. Interesting. Never heard of this. So the UTF is E1 8D A1. So we'll copy that. We'll just put alert document domain. I'm pretty sure it said that all characters except from curly brackets and equals were going to be allowed, but whether that's intended, I don't know. So we'll try this. That one didn't work. What did that do? I put some weird character in there for me instead. That's why. Alright, that one was a no-go. Well, we know no break space works, so I guess we should report this. But I want to see if it's all spaces. Let's try a 0 width space. See, this is as you go along hacking and learn, you end up automating all of this, and you end up running these. You see certain things, and you run payloads against them, etc. So E2, 80, 8B. See if this space works. If not, we'll just report the other payload. No, it didn't work. That put it on a new line though. Interesting. I wonder if that would work in Chrome. Ah, hang on. Interesting. So it has actually reflected it back, but it didn't do anything. We'll try it on Chrome. Maybe it'll work on Chrome. No. I wonder if the other no break space, I wonder if that's the intended solution. Yes. Okay, yeah. I'm going to see what happens with the other payload on Chrome there. Because that could be an interesting one to add to the testing payload, guys. A no break space. No break space. Ah, okay. It's just fucking that, what you call it, space sign thing. A no break space is what you call it, but NBSP, I wonder what that stands for. So it's just C2AO. Okay, interesting. That's actually not a common payload I've used before. Interesting. Appreciate that, Rakesh Main, for teaching us this. Right, let's try some Chrome, see if it works. Hopefully it does. Refresh. Yeah, it works. Cool. Nice one. We got it. Interesting. I want to see what Chrome actually... Well, it's just going to be a blank space, isn't it? Oh, okay, interesting. So there's something we've learned, guys. We saw that with the other breakspace payload, that it reflected our payload there, but it didn't execute. But with that one, it does. Interesting. All right, shall we make a report then? Let's do it. Am I logged into BugBountyNotes on here? Maybe. Apparently not. But I am now. All right, Rakesh, you're gonna get a nice report. So while I'm just writing this report, did anyone else get that before me or anything like that? Is anyone else still trying? Did anyone not get it? That was fun. Hi, Rakesh. Thanks. I'm not going to say thanks. Do you know what I mean? This is an official report. I'm just saying thanks to you on here, Rakesh. Hi, Rakesh. Fun challenge. Thanks. I'm saying thanks anyway. It's just in my nature to be nice, isn't it? Hi, Rakesh. Fun challenge. Thanks. I managed to solve it by using the payload. Let's just tell him the payload we use and see if this is the intended. I mean, I'm going to ask him if there are others, but I guess we could just probably go down more of the break spaces, couldn't we? And see which ones work. But I'm just going to ask him anyway. Proof of concept. So just visit URL and it will execute automatically. Thanks. Sure. So this isn't no massive big report. I'm not writing no cool proof of concept stuff. Hopefully this works. Cool. We've sent it. Nice. Done. That's it. Next one. That was I wouldn't say easy. It was fun. Um. So before I carry on, anyone in chat not get that? Like I say, anyone confused? Um. I wonder how far behind my live stream is. I'm watching it back now. I haven't wrote the report yet. I have actually. Okay, cool. Let's carry on doing another one then. So, can you trick this browser extension into revealing its data? I don't know too much about testing browser extensions, but let's have a look. Um, this tiny browser extension is the keeper of a well-hidden secret. We would like to access it from our website, but the extension will only give it to mycompany.invalid, which we don't own. Can you help us? Note, the vulnerability is only exploitable in Google Chrome, not in Mozilla Firefox. To try out the extension, unpack the zip file to a directory, enable. Yeah, okay, I get that. All right, people want to see me do extension challenge. Should have a little vote on what people want me to do. Make HTML dirty again, XSS and bypass me. There's lots of fun XSS challenges. I try and make my challenges on BugBountyNotes to be based on things that I found with bug bounties because see, I, I want to help people learn what I'm doing, sort of thing. Yeah, hopefully they don't ban our YouTube little sessions. I don't see why they would. Should we do steal the token? Somebody mentioned I would love to see a video of an open redirect to steal session cookies without XSS. Let's try this one. Maybe it is one. I'm not going to check the hands. So, can you steal the token? That's it. Just can you steal the token? All right. Let's get to hacking, guys. So, steal the token, and it's telling us we've got the parameter URL equals. There's an iframe source, which I presume my payload is going to be placed into. Secret token, window add event listener message. All right, okay. So, first things first, as a hacker that you see is you've got window add event listener. So it's looking for a message, isn't it? And it basically says on event data uname. So wait, okay, I get this. I think before I tackle this, this is what's going through my head is we can see an iframe and we can see something listening for messages. So the iframe is we're going to have to give it some sort of payload, which basically sends a message to the current domain we're on, etc., to steal that token. Okay, interesting. Let's confirm, see if I'm right. So if I put, okay, yeah, so there we go, interesting. Test, yeah. So, okay, I've actually clicked off of it. So if I simply put URL equals test, there we go. So whatever we put there is placed there. And we know that on event, so window.add event listener message. So when it receives a message, the variable x is going to equal event data uname. So, okay, interesting. So we're going to have to send the data uname. The parameters going to call uname, and it's simply going to take whatever we give it here in the message and place it here. Welcome. And you can see here that it's got .inner HTML. So it's basically we're going to have to paste, or not paste, we're going to have to send an XSS payload for this event listener to process it and say welcome, execute our payload, and our payload will then steal the token. That sounds straightforward. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do it. I'm gonna try and not just jump straight to how to solve post message things. I'm gonna try and make like step by step get things wrong, not get things wrong. Because like I said, I don't want to just jump straight to things and no one learns, sort of thing. So first things first, let's go get some post message. I want to send a message. So window.postMessage. So look here, you've got window add event listener. So again, if you're ever confused about things, there are docs, wikis, help, everything everywhere on the internet. So we can see this code looks familiar, doesn't it? It looks familiar to this add event listener. So we're on the right path. So on this, it says that it should be checking the event origin. That basically says, did the request come from example.org? We can see on here that there's none of that. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look at the example. So it's simply window.open post message. No, we don't want to open it in a window form, do we? We want just we basically want the code to send a message from that iframe. And let's get some example code. Okay, interesting. All these example codes basically window.open, so they want to open the window. But what should we try see what happens if we just do window.postMessage in that iframe and see what happens? Because who knows? So we're gonna have to give it JavaScript. So if we just simply put window.postMessage and it's looking for event data uname. So how does event data work? Shall we look into that? Let's Google that. Let's read event data post message. Let's see how that works. Let's go on a different website. Because again, I've said it loads of times. I know I repeat myself. Understanding how things work is key. And I understand how post messages work, but not getting much from this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. This is why I'm trying to go through JavaScript to help people understand. This is why I don't want to just jump straight to this. This is why I'm trying to explain and help people. So, for those who are actually really confused, this code right here, window.eventListener, when you see that, it basically says that this website here is listening for a message right now. No, we're on a new challenge, Ness. We're doing Can You Steal the Token? So I should have given people a bit more time to get onto this. Apologize. But basically, this page here is listening for a message to be sent to it. It's listening out there. You could open your domain and in a pop-up and send a message to it. It's listening. But we're controlling this iframe here as well. So basically means if I put script alert, yeah, it's probably gonna alert potentially. Yeah. Because it's gonna execute whatever we put there. In fact, I wonder if the no. Okay, so the reason why they've put it in data is basically that won't be able to access the DOM so it won't be able to just grab the code. So if you was to put alert document domain, there's no domain. So if we was to put secret token, we'll see that it wouldn't work. Yeah, not defined. Yeah, var secret token. Yeah, doesn't do anything. But we know that we will need to add HTML there, and the idea is we're going to send a post message from this iframe here with our code to the site, which is going to then basically because you can see here it's listening for a message, and as soon as it receives a message, it's just going to add our HTML that we give it. Whatever message we send it, it's just going to reflect it straight back. That's usually how most post message XSS work. It just takes whatever. So we'll go look into what event data uname actually means, how we should do this basically. I don't know if this is the right site. So we've got here arguments. So postMessage, the window that wants to send a message calls postMessage, and you've basically got win.postMessage, data, and the target origin. Data. The data to send can be any object. The data is cloned using the structured cloning algorithm. Um, so JSON stringified complex objects. Okay. So if we simply let's just simply try send the word message and see what happens, shall we? I mean, we can't be wrong, can we? So let's have a little look here. Again, I'm just trying to help people along here. Someone says use burp. If you'd like to enlighten us how we can use burp for testing, and things like that. I mean, I could use burp for, I mean, on the repeater thing, but there's no difference really in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? I can see what's happening here. So yeah. Anyway, so I want to base 64 this. I know it's going to do it all for me, isn't it? What am I on about? Okay, so it's going to place it in there. We don't need let win. Let's try window just post message. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no origin. Let's just try message. See what happens. Might be wrong. Nothing might happen. Who knows? So URL equals that. Nothing happened at all. Try setting a domain. Yeah, we could try that. Let's see any errors in console log. Nothing. I presume that's because window.postMessage is. Are we sending just a normal text message to our site now? Yeah. So yeah. What do you mean? Are we sending just a normal text message to our site now? What do you mean? So people say let's try that. Okay, we got an error this time. So this was our problem potentially before. Because I just had a wild card. Let's try it. No error. Okay, so let's see what it's actually doing when I put BugBountyTraining.com. An invalid or illegal string was specified. Okay, interesting. I wonder why it's put in that. Um, let me just send some payloads and tools over to my laptop real quick. I rarely use this laptop, if I'm honest. I only ever take it if I'm going to live hacking events or something. But I usually reinstall everything after, and I just haven't got around. I've got around to sorting everything out. Just log in real quick. Best planet. So I just want to know if we can send a text to our site, not the secret token, just normal text. Yeah, so that's our window event listener. So it's literally listening for a message to be sent. And we can see in the code that it's not verifying the origin or anything like that. So yeah, just 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. I got access on my computer. I got access to stuff I need to try. What I want to do. Okay, so where were we? We are back. So window post message. Is that? I mean, we're posting from the iframe. That potentially isn't the answer. I don't know. We also know that it's looking for event.data uname. At the moment, I haven't sent any uname value here, have I? But if we went if we read what it wants for data, the data to send can be any object, and it says here that JSON.stringify. So shall we try send some JSON to it instead, potentially? Let's try uname test, maybe. I don't, like I said, I don't know if window.postMessage will work from data URL because it's not a window, is it? I believe I'm wrong for trying that. Um, any errors in the console? Missing after property ID. Have I formatted? Oh, I don't believe I'm for. Okay, no errors this time, but we still didn't get a hello test or nothing. Um, maybe my JSON is incorrect. I don't believe it's window.postMessage. So missing curly bracket. Am I potentially? Uh, no. This might be in the wrong format. Let me see. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever stuck? Yeah, just go Google stuff. Google has answers to everything. So JSON stringify. Let's see what the format is going to give it to us in. Oh, okay. I've got it potentially formatted wrong. Let's just try it without. Let's try it like this. So uname. No. Uname. Although I believe it should be the other way around. LOL is not defined. Okay. Ah, interesting. So if I put uname there, uname is not defined. I believe I have to switch the quote marks around here, and if whatever I put in here, is it going to be reflected? No. For some reason, Google University is the best university. What for learning things? Yeah, there's interesting thing. I mean, there's loads of everything out there for learning everything. I don't believe it's window.postMessage. I believe there is another. Let's have a little look. Let's go read up data. Um, so they've just got. So this example is, let's have a little look what it's doing. It's just posting message, the value. Yeah, interesting. That's an iframe and that works. There's another one from Window. What is it? Parent. There's Window. I'm trying to find the docs for everything that. Ah, there we go. Top. Let's try top. There we go. I knew I was. Yeah. Okay. So with the data text URL, it used to create. So the when you alert a document domain in that, it used to show you the document that was hosting it. So let's say, for example, it was still vulnerable in Firefox, it would show you bugbountytraining.com. But Firefox and other browsers made changes, so now it doesn't have anything. So it's top. That makes sense. The top. Okay, there we go. So is everyone following that? So the mistake I made was window.postMessage. Always try top. It's a lesson to be learned here. I wonder if I was incorrect with the way I had my JSON formatted then. Because, yeah, no, I wasn't incorrect, but we could have done it either way. I wonder if I put. How did I have it? I had it like that as well. I don't think that's going to work though, is it? No. Alright, interesting. So, we have this one as well, guys. This is fun. Alright, so if I simply put SVG onload. So, what was the challenge? Steal the token, wasn't it? So, if I simply put alert secret token. Object. All right, interesting. That's because it's in JSON format. So we need to decode that from JSON. How do we do that? Let's go Google. I don't know off by heart. JSON. No. What, I'm being an idiot, aren't I? You can just like, yeah. So I'm being an idiot. So it's got variable secret token equals token, and then it's defining token. So you could, do you know what I mean? Create some JavaScript code now to decrypt, well, not decrypt, but decode the JavaScript and access each value that it gives you. So it would be 2, like the curly bracket 2 thing. But you can just go secret token and then access that variable by putting whatever is inside there. So if my understanding is correct, we should just be able to put token there. There we go. There we go. We got another one, guys. Nice one. Let's go report this. I'm in the wrong tab. No, I'm not. That one was interesting. So I'm going to go back through that for people. Maybe I probably went through that a bit too quick. I do apologize. It's my first time doing like a live hacking thing with me hacking, and that's really how my brain works with hacking. I go crazy thinking. So still the token. Who's creator again? Struck hack. Thank you for that one. Hi Struck hack. Fun challenge. Just visit and it will alert your secret token. That's fun challenge. There should be some more postMessage challenge. Maybe there is some more on there. That was fun. I'm gonna go back through that though for people that missed that and I went too quick. So we'll submit that. Cool, done. So for those who missed that, basically, this page is asking me to steal the token, and whatever parameter I give after the URL, it's reflecting it back in data. Well, after data text HTML, and it's base 64 encoding it for me. So that, as I was saying earlier, it's the data. When you execute JavaScript in data, it's actually executing on a window by itself. It used to execute on the domain that it was on, but not anymore. So that was the first point. The second thing is we need to steal this token here, and we can see right below that it had window add event listener, and we knew it was looking for a message to be sent with uname. And after it received that, it simply basically said welcome and executed our XSS basically, and then we can then access the secret token. I made the mistake of putting window.postMessage. Somebody suggested that we put the domain here. Let's see if that works with top as well. So BugBountyTraining.com. Let's go top. No, it didn't work, that one. Any errors in the console? An invalid or illegal string was specified. It didn't like that one. So wildcard. There we go. Could we have steal the token from another window? No. So, well, what do you mean? Well, if it has an event listener, so yeah, you could. Yeah, let's try. I mean, should we try it? So basically, what we would do for that is you would use the proof of concept that these sites have provided, where, well, let's try it here. I mean, let's copy this iframe and try iframe it, because you could be correct. I believe you are correct, because it's not checking the event origin or anything like that. So let's have a look here. So we're gonna maybe he's disabled iframing. It was uname test, wasn't it? And that had to be. So let's run that. No, it didn't appear to send a message. Maybe I've done this wrong. Maybe I sent it over incorrect. Let's have a look. No, looks good to me, doesn't it? Interesting. Let's try. Just make that iframe bigger just so I can see it. All right. So I didn't post a message, but maybe the iframe. That's probably because the iframe loaded before it. So let's do this. Fell chase. Why top worked and window didn't? So window. So as I explained, data used to be execute on the domain that you where you reflected it, so you could get some easy XSS from it. But now Fire no, so yeah, that's start getting ahead of myself here. So fell chase, yeah, the window didn't work because it wasn't posted to the window. Um, so for this one, you guys are saying I need to put top.post message, but you can see here. I mean, you don't have to understand JavaScript, but it says let win. So we're basically setting the iframe to where to post a message. So it says win. So if I change that to window, if I put that to zshorno, I then put zshorno.post message. It's basically saying, can you post a message to this iframe, please? But I believe the iframe might be loading before code can execute, so it's not. So I'm basically going to simply type ahf. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, chat's going crazy with no sound, no sound. Can you hear me now? I accidentally unplugged my mic a little bit. People hear me? Okay. Now is good. All good. All right. Cool. 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 Um, yeah. So I was explaining there before. You guys didn't hear me. People were saying put top there, but this all this says is set z shorno variable as this iframe. So I've named the iframe. So you got dot example, and it's just basically saying send this post message to this iframe. Um, but I believe that the iframes load in before the script can execute. So I don't want the script to execute straight away. So I'm basically just gonna create a simple ahf that when I click, it will execute. Um, there should be. Let me just end the iframe. So if I press hi, welcome undefined. There we go. Yeah. So NeoLex, you were correct. You can. It's just that the iframe wasn't loading in time for the message to be sent. But it's saying welcome undefined. So why is it not recognizing what we give it? Yeah, is it because we've put that? Let's run hi. No, it's still undefined. But we still should be able to. Right, that's interesting. Um, maybe because of the way because JS Fiddle is posting in its own iframe. So shall we just try create a HTML file and try it in there? Might be that. Hmm. Dropbox. um. Yeah. Somebody asked me what is in don't fucking pardon my language, but what is in don't effing lose. I don't know what's in there if I'm honest. I'm not gonna open it. There's something in there, probably. I don't know. Let's open it in Firefox. This might not work, like I say. Welcome undefined. So, wonder why it's not working. What we've actually done wrong here, because we're still sending the same post message, aren't we? Have I maybe of how the code is running? There's change let to var and see. All right, interesting. Maybe you're right. I don't think so though. No. That's interesting. I wonder why that doesn't work. I'm sending the right payload, aren't I? Where was it? Ah, we've lost it. Um, let's change that back. All right, so we've got our code to work. Let me just copy this. Let me check. Let me check what I'm not doing correct. Why does it always do that? So no, we are sending it correct, aren't we? Um. Yeah. Have I got a? Yeah, that's correct. I believe I've got a stringify it when I'm doing it like this, haven't I? So wouldn't it be something like? Where's the example? So we don't. Let's have a little look what examples they've got on here, if any. So post message, JSON, stringify. Fell chase might be correct. Let's have a look here. So it is just simply, yeah, that's simple. Copy and paste code, because that's how we roll on Stack Overflow, isn't it? So our payload, username, and we're just simply going to JSON stringify. Now this should work potentially. Like I say, it might not. Trial and error. I've just deleted my AHF. Let's try this now then. No, still undefined. Interesting. I wonder why that is. I'm probably doing. Let's try zshorno.top.postMessage. No, that wouldn't have worked. Let's try zshorno.window. Let's just, I don't know, try an error, isn't it? How can you be wrong? Well, we know our message is being sent, but we're getting undefined. We're probably doing something really stupid, simple wrong here. I'm going to try just different quote marks. But at least we know we got the challenge. That's, you know what I mean? We know that it's actually sending the message, but it's just not sending our JSON along. I wonder why. Let's check it in the network tab. It could be to do with different iframes again. Let's see what actually happens. I don't think you can see. I need to run some tools. Maybe stringify, sending string instead of object. Maybe it's the payload. Yeah, it could be the payload. Maybe because I've put caps lock there. No, what am I? I'm being an idiot. Why would it have been that? Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know. If I'm honest, if I'm really honest, this would be if so. Well, it's good that this has happened. If I'm honest, So whenever I'm stuck in bug bounties, whether it's to do with because people say go look at JavaScript code and understand what's going on. Sometimes you can spend hours understanding what a developer's created and working what's going on. There's no straight to it when you get hands-on hacking and getting straight into it. So this would be the point where I'd go work out what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not intended. Let's try it on Chrome. Maybe could be Firefox. I don't know. Could be because I'm just using JS Fiddle potentially. Um, let's have a little look. So we still got welcome undefined. Wonder why that generally is, because it's event. It's probably something the way I'm posting the message probably is. Shall we try? No, it would be window.frames.example because this is the same window here. I don't know if I'm honest, but yeah, we got the challenge. Cool. Did anyone get stuck on that and get it? Anyone get it before me? And let's have a little breather and have some little chill and chat. Anyone got any questions, anything like that? Um, while I have a little look at what we'll potentially try next. Remember, guys, I think some people have missed this on my challenge. Category idle, not XSS. Idle. Um, so we've got make HTML dirty again. Can you get XSS on this site? Yeah, probably can. There's a lot of fun, interesting challenges. I want to get round to completing all of them. I've done some of them. Um, really trying to base them off of like bug bounty um, scenarios, basically. Um, but yeah, can you go over this one? Exploiting a static page. Yeah, sure. Which one is that? Um, exploiting a static page by Palant. All right. This is a static page, no server side included involved. Sorry. So looking for XSS vulnerabilities should be pointless, right? Should be pointless. All right. Let's have a little look. All right, more JavaScript. All right, you guys really want to give me a headache today, don't you? This is where it's the nitty gritty stuff where you can spend time working what the code does. All right. Okay. So normal buzz hash is too easy to fake. We use a modified version, which is far more secure. All right, this is some interesting JavaScript code. So when it's interesting JavaScript code and you're looking at it like, okay, what's actually going on? I'm gonna go for what I look is familiar, and I can see here more stuff to do with post message. So I know it's looking for another post message. Um, so we can see here that this time we're going to be sending data, not uname. Okay. Recipient as well. So if we look at recipient, is valid, recipient equals window.name. Okay, so also sending data.type equals ping. And then send a get to example.com/message.json. If the type equals forward, then it's going to dispatch. So RL1K do. This isn't like a proper mentoring session. I'm literally just hopping on and doing some challenges, talking some hacking, and doing some stuff for people. The 14th donator thing is still on. I've sent time details to that. Yeah, I did. I'm not going crazy. Yeah, I sent that, and then I'm doing the main one on the 21st for people again. Yeah. um, I don't know if I want to do this challenge. If I'm not going to do it right now because I believe it's going to take me a little while to work out what's going on, and I'll be here hours. But I'm going to run through my thoughts as to what I believe is going to be happening here. So, like I say, it's looking for a recipient, and then it actually then will run that function is me and check something to do with window name. So remember the window name. It's looking for something to do with window name. So then on the window, so this is just basically saying this is jQuery window on message. So on a message received, it's saying var data, and it's looking for data. So when you send a message to this, it's looking for, if you want to remember we were sending what were we sending? We were sending uname. We would basically just put data there. So okay, we have our proof of concept here ready to test. So we could try this really. Um, so if data and data type equals ping, then send pong back to me. If it is get message, if the data type is get message, then send something to message.json. Whereas if the type is forward, then it's going to create a new custom event with data.event and the detail data. Okay, interesting. That's a lot to take in. Well, I'm just going to simply try it a little bit. So we've got bug bite training challenge. Yes, challenge 8. I wonder what all this the buzz hash stuff is doing. But we're simply just going to send a message. We're going to iframe it and send a message. And what do we want to send? We want to send data. So we're going to send. We'll just send test to test it for now, shall we? And we also want to send type, which is forward apparently. So let's try this. This could be horribly wrong. Let's just do JS fiddle again. So we'll press our lovely button. Nothing happens. I wasn't expecting it to. Hang on. Oh no, it did want to send the message. Recipient is undefined. Okay, yeah, that's because there was. We go back to it. Wait, where's it looking for a recipient here? Oh yeah. There's only one match. So data.recipient is valid. So it's basically whatever I chuck with in the post message recipient, if it equals the window name. Interesting. Okay. So the if the win alright, I'm just gonna try chuck recipient in here and see what happens, really. So recipient test. It's clear. Okay, it doesn't want to do it on there. Let's just press this again. We got it again. Recipient is undefined. Did I spell that correctly? Yep. Alright, I'm doing something wrong then. What I'm doing wrong, I don't know. Let's go back and check the code here. So it's checking our data, and then it's running this function is me. Um, let's. It's something to do with the window name. What is it doing with the window name though? Have I spelled it wrong? Is someone saying I've spelled it wrong? Maybe. I'm pretty sure I copy and pasted. Yeah, I'm just copying what it's saying is not defined here. Um, yeah, let's work out what I'm doing wrong here. Let me read this code. The joys of learning how to hack, hey guys, it can give you a headache sometimes. um, this one might take me a while to. I know it's basically we're sending in event.data, which is here. Where's my mouse? There it is. So on the message received, that it's set in the data. So that's been accepted. And then straight after, oh, because data dot recipient. I'm an idiot, ain't I? Yeah. Where's my proof of concept code? So it needs to be like this. Um, hold on. We're being idiots, guys. So we need to format it. If we go back to uh, where was that other challenge? Not that one. If you remember, is it this challenge? No, hold on. Yeah, it was. I mean, it is this challenge. It's a secret token one. Where's my secret token challenge gone? Yeah. So remember, we had secret token. That's looking for basically this. So if I copy this and explain how this is working for people, I want to get rid of my proof of concept. So you see here how we access it via that, because it's got var token equals, and then it's setting the token variable in the variable token. So this is doing exactly the same here. So you can see here that it's accepting our data, which we send with that. And it's telling us that recipient isn't found. And that's because I believe we need to set it in the request will. Oh, pardon me. The request will already sended. So we basically need to nest. If I'm correct, I mean I could be wrong here, but isn't it something like I don't know if no, you can't put double inside, can you? Um, let me check. No, this no. I believe this is. I'm doing this wrong. Hmm. Anyone in chat have any ideas? It's like data.data. Yeah, I thought about trying. I mean, we could try data.recipient. Um, let's also look in here for Ajax success, Ajax error. Okay, so on the success, yeah, it's going to execute. Wonder where does window name come in involved in this? Um, I'm just thinking. Just bear with. postMessage bugs and things like that are interesting. Like there was one on file descriptors challenge with was it fun one. It took me a while to get as well. That was to do with window names and post messaging and stuff. Um, yeah, I wonder. I really. So this, I might have to pass and try and understand this more because if not, I'm going to be here hours. um, yeah, I'm going to come back to this one. I don't want to just sit here being held up. Yeah, I'm going to do one more and then because I've been live nearly for 2 hours. You can only hack for so long. Let's think. Well, let's pick another one. Let's not do another XSS, I guess. I've done the SQL injection one, I think. Let's do file descriptors URL one. Can you get XSS to execute? This one should be a fun one. Click here to visit an external link. Okay. So if I simply put URL equals test. Alright. So we know URL equals test. What if I just simply put JavaScript? Alright, well I can put JavaScript in there. So JavaScript, nope. Is it filtering everything? Yeah. Okay, interesting. What about yeah. Alright. Anyone want to get this before me? 76 minutes ago. Damn. That's a while. um I don't want to just keep doing these challenges and not helping people. The idea was to help people. I mean, are people getting what they want to get from this by me going through challenges and going through my thought patterns and doing things? Are people getting what I'm doing? Are people confused? People not following along? Um, Let me know. I'm just gonna take a 2 minute breather while the chat keeps up. So the problem with being live is you're further ahead than chat. So yeah, helping. Appreciate that. This is the idea behind this. To I don't well help people. Yes, that's the thing. See how I would tackle things and my thought patterns and yeah. So I get a lot of people say, yeah, they're enjoying it, they're loving it, etc. So if I was to keep doing these, how do you guys want them? Because obviously we're doing the fast food hackings, which if people haven't gathered is going to be ongoing for probably till the end of the year, where we're going to be hacking the same stuff, the same. Well, they're going to get the bugs get patched, and then you re-hack them, and we learn more and add new features and that. But in between doing those bi-monthly challenge mentoring sessions, how do you guys want me to kind of format these videos with doing challenges and things like that? Because some people have mentioned about they want me to do live hacking on public programs. That's not legal for me to do because I don't know who is watching me right now, and it's okay for me to hack my own code. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing sensitive on here. Not how if you replicate this bug, it's my site. You can. um, but when you go looking at a live company's website, I don't know who's watching me, and it could be someone malicious, etc. And if we find something, then we basically are potentially helping them, and yeah, it just wouldn't be good. um, yeah, I do use Nmap sometimes. Not often. I've got a lot of tools which kind of automate everything. Do you know what I mean? When you're subdomain scanning, they all do the brute forcing of ports and things like that for you these days. Um, so yeah, maybe I could hack BugBountyNotes itself. There's no, yeah, but I coded it. I mean, uh, there shouldn't be any bugs on there. I'm not actually giving people permission to go break it, because the reason why I haven't done that is because I feel like people would probably just go chuck a ton of scanners at it and push it over, sort of thing. Like it's coded by me and only me. I've had no help coding it, so it shouldn't be hackable. But maybe, yeah, maybe I could. Maybe that's something interesting, Neolex. That is. That's actually a good idea, as there's quite a few features on there. Well, not too many to poke with, but maybe we'll see. I really want to host at the end of the year, because a lot of people don't get invited to live events, things like that. I mean, I could get some big companies to run a live event, but I kind of want to just do like an in-person mentoring session basically with me. So there would be in the morning. So it'd be like an all-day event sort of thing. And in the morning, talks about bugs found to get people in the hacker mood, hacker mindset, learn what's out there. Then again, it's like fast food hackings, but an even bigger site with lots more, and it's a competition. But instead of earning money, you're basically learning, sort of thing. I don't know. If people think that's a cool idea, let me know. Because obviously that would require a lot of sorting out, really. But if people think, well, ah, no, I don't want to do that, stick to online mentoring, then I won't go ahead and do it. But yeah, any chance that could happen week of July 29th? Afraid not. Um, it would require a bit of planning. And like I say, the idea is I want to take people from zero to hero with bug bounties and things like that. Um, so by the end of the year, people can be like, "Well, Sean, I followed you for 6 months, being mentored by you. I'm ready to show that I've listened." And it, do you know what I mean? It'd be quite fun. I'd like to invite the people who have been here all the time, etc. Things like that. To Because it is a good euphoric rush when you meet other hackers and you're hacking together. And like I say, I could get some. I could get. I'm in contact with a few companies who are interested, but I am just a single man army type thing. There's a lot of legal beagle paperwork and stuff to do, and yeah, it's a lot simpler for you to just hack my own stuff, because I can just say do it. Because yeah, I know I've paused hacking right now. I'm going to carry on in a minute. I know I'm rambling and talking. I'm just having a little break. Can't burn out. But I do want to do a live session on writing reports. Somebody mentioned to me, do you know what I mean? Can you help me write reports? What should I do? Um, and I did receive a lot of reports on the live hacking challenge where I can get what you wanted to say, but and I understand English isn't everyone's main language, etc., and things like that. Um, I don't know. Sometimes you can say just certain words and a certain bit of detail, and the developer should get it. And that's what I'd like to try. Not only help people understand, write better report. Not say people write bad reports, but for those who said they wanted help, to help people write good reports. But also, do you know what I mean? Like these mentoring sessions are to help people spot something instant and be like, I remember, etc., etc., and the thought pattern in your head is gone instant. Do you know what I mean? Like if you say someone who's a professional pizza maker, can you make a pizza? He can think of the lowdown as to what to do in his head instant. He can picture it, can't he? It's the same what you should do as a hacker. Can we hack GraphQL? Yeah, we should do the Hacker 101 GraphQL challenge next time, shouldn't we? They did release one. That could be quite fun to do. Sean, please don't ever stop. No, won't ever stop. A Nobel Prize. I think you have to save the world for one of those or something, don't you? I don't know. I'm all right. I want no prize. I'm just doing this because it's fun. I like hacking, and believe it or not, me doing these challenges and talking hacking and actually getting so involved actually massively helps me with burnout. Um, So that's one tip with people if you're feeling burnt out, just talking with other hackers. And you don't have to necessarily be hacking actively there. You could still be taking a break, but to just be talking with them and seeing what they find and spark something new. That's what it is with burnout. If you've literally just been hunting for the same bug everywhere, or hunting the same program, you're getting burnt out. You need to try something new, ignite the creativity in you again. And yeah. So when do you stop trying XSS if the bad characters are encoded? So I actually updated all of the tutorials on BugBountyNotes. I don't know if people realized. So very quickly, since we are doing an XSS, so this is my methodology to how I test for XSS. I will always try for H2. Always try without the complete tag. Try random characters. This is like you can very quickly understand whether something isn't vulnerable to XSS by this is your checklist. You've got certain payloads and certain characters that you're going to chuck at it, and you can very quickly say, well, they're filtering this and they're doing this. It's probably not going to be vulnerable. And this goes back to when people ask me, Sean, when do you write notes? And to Neolex, when do you stop trying XSS? If I've tried for XSS on a page because there is something interesting going on, I can get some sort of payload there. That's where I write it down. I'll store it in Sublime text editor. I'm not going to open it because I don't know what the last open file was for that, and it reopens whatever was last in there. But yeah, I just simply write down. I have on my computer folders for programs I've looked at and anything interesting that I couldn't get to work, etc. I just shoved in there because then when you're bored one day or you're feeling burnt out, ah, do you remember that list of interesting things that I found and I couldn't get to work? And you go relook at it and refresh your memory and have another go at it, really. Um, so, yeah, that applies for every bug that you're testing for, in my opinion. Um, for every bug type, again, so let's say, for example, you have an SSRF. You can make a request out to another site, and you like, right? Well, can I read internal stuff? Very simply, go to payloads, all the things, server side request forgery, and there is a huge article, and this is for every bug type. And you can very quickly say, well, okay, I want to see if I can read the AWS keys from this SSRF I've got. And very quickly, here's information you can have. Different encodings, load of different things. Like I had an SSRF, yeah, that when you tried to ping user data, nothing happened. But when you went for I think it was security credentials, it actually replied back with information. But that was the only one that worked. So when you're testing, don't just try certain things. Make sure you feel like, yeah, I feel like there's nothing there. And if you still aren't confident, like you still feel like, do you know what? I've spent 2 hours on this. I've got nowhere. Maybe I've wasted my time. But use that as a learning curve to what you tried in those 2 hours and how to save yourself time in the future, basically. So when you do spot a feature, a function that looks vulnerable to something, you can very easily go and say, well, I'm going to go try this. Um, so yeah, again, has payloads for everything. And like, I explained this before, but for XXE, I always feel like so whenever I'm testing for it, I always test this, and I always get John Doe. I always get it, and I'm sure people are out there like, yeah, I always get John Doe as well. And you're like, yes, XXE, I'm gonna get paid, yay, happy days. And then you try the usual to try and read the file, etc password, and doesn't do anything, and you're like, oh no. And you always sit there and wonder, well, should I report this? Like, what is actually going on? So this is how I would look at it, and this is what I do is I step back and I say to myself, okay, well we know that they're actually executing our doc type. We know that there's not something in place to block all doc types because they can add that, I believe, when setting up their XML parser. So we know that that's not the case. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to be able to read like files on the system and that, but it is a clear indicator that we might be able to do something. So that's where you work from there and you try see if you can load. So one of my go-to payloads for SSRF is simply load up Burp Collaborator and send that payload and see if you get a request. And yeah, work your way from there. There's lots of payloads on here. There's lots in blog posts. Google is your friend. Yeah. So yeah, now that's done that little talk. Let's go back to hacking and let's do file descriptors. Where's it gone? Ah, I've lost it. Um, where's my tab? All right, we're back. So here's where we're up to. We know that in URL, it will place down whatever we basically put in there. But if I try put alert, then we know it's just got alert. It doesn't like any character by the looks of it. Let's just try exclamation mark. Let's just try a load of stuff. Okay, it did like that at the end, the quote mark. No, it didn't like the quote mark. All right, so we know that no characters are going to be allowed on there. Anyone have any suggestions? I mean, I have done this one, I believe. It looks familiar because I remember pulling my hair out over it. Um, yeah, it's coming back to me. This one is quite so. We're not going to spend ages on this, and I probably am going to have to tell people the answer to this one because this is one of these where you need to know JavaScript, and I don't know if the chances of finding this in the bug bounty program potentially slim. Um, but well, is anyone is who's following this with me in chat? I don't want to just go ahead and do this. Who's following this with me in chat, or are you guys just simply listening to me and you want me to explain what is going on and teach you a cool new technique? Um, I wonder if we're allowed periods in here. Let's just try document right. Okay, we are. New line characters. Yeah, should we try it? Let's try it. No. Shall we try and code it? The bracket. Um, what is it off by heart? I don't know what it is. We could try. In fact, shall we try? Maybe try void. It's just got. No, it doesn't like the curly brackets. It doesn't like any character at all. We can just simply just write that. um, what options have we got? Anyone know any options? We could try data text. Yeah, but it's gonna get rid of our characters, isn't it? Yeah. So it removes our comma and it removes our whatever character you call that. Not the colon, the other one. No, that's not an option. We literally can just use characters. Um, should we have a look at some hints? Let's have a look at a hint. That's why they're there on BugBountyNotes to help people. Let's go challenges. Let's go. So the first hint. People are saying to use that, but if you look, it's actually filtering those characters. Look, it's gone. Not there. It's filtering it all. Tech guy, that's to you, by the way. First hint. Why do we see JavaScript void sometimes? We don't. We don't see that, so we're obviously doing something wrong to not see that. Hmm. Let's just try alert document domain. Yeah, it just puts that. and we know it's not allowing any other characters. So I'm quite stumped. Well, I was quite stumped. um, anyone got any ideas what we should try? These are the characters it's removing. So it's removing everything. What shall we try, guys? We can control JavaScript. We can't put data. No go. But this, yes. Um, yeah, it's removing them recursively. It's removing it throughout when you use the entire payload. Unicode, yeah, let's try it. Let's go to file format. Let's search for a curly bracket. Does anyone else on Twitch, when you random people start selling left curly bracket, right curly bracket, it just goes on forever, and you're like, really? So it's percent 28. Is it gonna work? Let's have a little look. So test. No. It auto encoded it. Let's try double encode it. No. So for those who didn't see my browser, the browser auto replaced to that, so it didn't work, and that was reflected as just 28 because obviously it removed that because it didn't like it. Someone's saying our square brackets allowed and our curly brackets. Square brackets, no. Curly brackets, no. Oops. So no go, no go. This is what we got, guys. I'll be stuck. Uh, Alright, somebody's suggested we try this payload. Let's try this. So he's saying alert. Yeah, but it's going to remove our characters. Watch. And if I encode it, he's saying try this, encode it. So one, no. It's just give me alert. Yeah, percent. Okay. He's saying try double percent. Let's try that then. Cool. 25, 28. No, yeah, it removed the percent side, and we literally just got given alert 28 test. So all encodings not working. No encodings are working. Null character. We can try that. But so I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, Ivalio Ruskoff. So it's stripping all characters. So even if we get a null by, do you know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna allow it. Yeah, look, it just simply. We can try. We tried new line. Yeah, it's removing all encodings, everything. Then only a bug in Firefox. Um, should I tell you guys a solution? Because it's a bit of a odd one, if I'm honest. So there is. I don't know why Google's not bringing me anything up about it. It shows how much there isn't known about it. But basically, watch this. If you simply put JavaScript name and then you go to JS Fiddle and you iframe that page. Oops, I've left view source in there. and you call it an XSS payload. So script on load alert. This might work, I believe. Um. Oh, okay, it did work. But I needed to set the URL parameter, but I may have just found an unintended solution there. So basically, JavaScript name will execute whatever the iframe name is called. So you can see here we've got SVG on alert. So if you're ever restricted to how much characters you can put in there or what characters you can, and you can iframe it, simply iframe that URL with JavaScript :name and name the payload. And when it executes, well, like you can see, it executes. Yeah, Christian, I didn't know about that either until FileDescriptor told me. That is something seriously cool. Really, hats off to him. Give him a huge thanks. Um, it's a cool technique. It could be the difference between a bounty and no bounty. Because look, we're not limited to how much we can put in here. Anything you put in the name will execute. Anything. Anything. Like literally, if I put JavaScript, iframe, sorry, alert 666, anything you put in there will execute. And there you go. Yeah, that was good fun. I think I'm done with challenges now. So this for the next like 20 minutes or so. Anyone, any questions, anything you want me to clear up, you're confused about, you want some advice, now's your chance to pick my brain and ask me anything you want. I mean, I'm always available to ask whatever you want anyway, but yeah. That's a pretty cool technique. Hats off. So before I go for the questions, which might appear in chat, we're going to go through. I'm just going to quickly wrap up what we went through today. So we did the steal the token, which was to do with postMessage, sending a message from one iframe to another. We learned about JavaScript name for potential XSS. You know what I mean, weird edge cases where you're like, I really can't get anything to work. Think about that. Can you iframe it? What actual JavaScript can you add? And also consider that some sites which allow markdown. It's actually just made me think of a potential bug in my head, if I'm honest. But there's some sites which actually allow you to add JavaScript in the HF in a link. I didn't actually test whether they're filtering just name. I know you can iframe them, but I'm actually gonna have to go check now. It's just literally come to my head. I need to go from my notes at some point. Yeah, Jade on sec. It's still hot here. Donald, is it okay to screen record JFiddle as proof of concept? Yeah, I don't see why not. JFiddle doesn't store anything as far as I'm aware. Um, I just use JFiddle because it's easy to test things very quickly. Um, yeah, so like I was saying, we've done the steal the token challenge, we did the XSS challenge, and we also did Rakesh's space challenge, break the space. Oh, I didn't mean to load that. So for those of you, I mean, if you don't have these sites bookmarked, you should. File format.info. You find any character you want on here. Do you know what I mean? That left to right symbol that people didn't know about. It's all on here. All on here. Left to right override, left to right embedding. You do not know how sites are going to handle these characters. And like I say, when you go onto these to understand how to use them, so we have the UTF-8, the hex. Just simply replace OX with the percent mark, so percent %E2, percent %80, percent %80, and then you have your left to right encoded, and you can get hacking. um, and yeah, spotting interesting things, and knowing, okay, so XML is being passed here, and testing and going from there, really. So I've got a question from Manish Sharma. What necessary things keep in mind for beginners? Necessary things. Well, so when you're a beginner in bug hunting, does that mean you have a hacking background? You understand pen testing and hacking and things like that? Or are you literally completely new to everything altogether? because there's two different answers there. Because if you're new to hacking, then bug bounties is good for learning, yeah. But it's hard to advise you on what to start with bug hunting if you don't know hacking. If that makes sense. Because yeah. So yeah, let me know that. If we can't add any symbol, just simple string. So can you prompt XSS? So yeah, hacker cracker. If you can literally, like we just showed here, I don't know if you just missed this. Wrong thing. So have I got it pasted? Yeah. So we can only add strings after JavaScript, so we can put alerts, but we can't put any of these characters here. Nothing. So you see this URL? Nothing is going to work here. None of these characters. So we can't get XSS, can we? But we can iframe it. So the bug was to name the iframe whatever you wanted to be executed, and JavaScript named execute it. So if I press run and I press click to execute, there you go. Because it's executing whatever I've called the name. So there's a really cool trick for if you can't put any weird characters. If you can iframe it, you can get XSS by doing that. um, so yeah, let's see what questions we got here. How much time would you spend on a real website of the size of fast food hackins? I'm early out of ideas and give up. So fast food hackins. So if you follow, did you follow me? Yeah, you was involved, Neolex. I've got swag on the way for you. Um, so I was trying to, the idea behind fast food hackins, and it was a relatively small site to begin with on purpose. I do everything on purpose for these, learning people how to hack, because we'll all come across sites where there's not a lot here. What do I do? So the idea behind the first fast food hackings was to teach people. Well, I'm not seeing a lot on here, Sean. For where to teach you where to go and look. So robots.txt, check Wayback Machine, checks cross domain, see if there's anything exposed in there, and just literally take a step back and look and try and understand. Well, why is there not much on here? Is there not a lot been built for it? Is it a developer thing? Is the things hidden? Can I not just see what's on here and I just need to know the correct paths? And that's where you might then start opening a brute force type thing. Yeah. So in terms of how much time would I spend on fast food hackings, when I signed, like, well, I did do it live with you guys, but when I signed up and checked out and saw there wasn't a lot, I instantly went to robots.txt files, didn't I? That honestly is still, I run it on Burp Intruder. I actually gonna get back into hacking when I've finished updates and things like that. But I've got a list of like 1,000 domains where I literally will then run robots.txt against it because I just want to see which one is going to respond. Because if one of them responds as 200, HTTP 200, and it's actually got information in there, chances are there's going to be some information on the server that they don't want me to get a hold of. And it's actually used. You know what I mean? Not all the time, but so that's usually if there's a robots.txt file, it's usually I don't know. I guess it depends on how they want to use the robots.txt file because some sites use it to hide files, some just use it for how it's meant to be used. But if I find that there's not a robots.txt file, that's where I will send off those weird directory boosters, like wordless basically. So obviously I will try /login, but it means where okay, there's obviously a subdomain, it's up, and there's going to be some really random stuff on here. So you want to then start trying to brute force like API endpoints. That's what I mean by like weird word lists. Don't just go for the common stuff that you know what I mean /sign up /registration. If the robots.txt file isn't found and you're visiting the homepage and it's a blank screen, there's nothing on there, or it's 404 not found, or it's something, and you always see these people finding random files, that should be your inkling to, okay, what is on this server? Is it literally just nothing? Um, so yeah, carrying on, what tips do you have for finding logical bugs? I have a hard time trying to understand the flow of application and get easy overwhelmed with the amount of info. So if you saw that bug recently disclosed on GitLab, where he was able to get basically get leak information about a project that he shouldn't have had access to, that is just simply reading what the application is telling you in front of you and testing it. Do you know what I mean? Like on the last mentoring session, there was a button. Well, there wasn't a button. Sorry, there was a text saying you are not allowed to change this information, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, can't change the information." But if you viewed the source, you'd realize you can actually change the information. So it's about reading what is in front of you. Can I give you any examples? So let's say, for example, a group. You've got a group on a website, and you can add different roles to it: admin and moderator. Now, the moderator shouldn't be able to do what the admin can do, but if the moderator could, you've got yourself a bug. And that's understanding the application flow and how things are meant to work, basically, and messing with it. So from Chan, do you check all endpoints for IDOR, even if they look similar, or make up mine? That's a very good question. Um, this might be the wrong answer. I mean, everyone hacks how they want to hack, but after trying a few, I will probably get the hint that they're not vulnerable to it, and probably stop looking as much for it, if I'm honest. That's not saying after the first one that I've tested, I'll give up. But if I've tested like 10 different endpoints and I'm seeing the same pattern, two things are going to go off in my hacker brain. One, okay, they're probably not vulnerable to IDOR. Two, they're probably using the same code throughout for lots of different things. So if I do find a bug, it's going to be a site-wide problem. And that's where you start asking yourself questions. Well, how are they fixing against this? Are they simply just filtering things? Like, what's going on? Yeah, it's about going with gut, Chan. You'll know if you know what I mean. If you've tried it for IDOR and you're like, oh my god, this is the 50th time I've tried this, then yeah. From Donald, one of the biggest lessons from fast food hackings was checking GitHub. I wouldn't say that was one of the biggest lessons. That should be on everyone's list. When you're dorking on Google, you should also be dorking on GitHub. Do you know what I mean? Why not? API secret. I mean, I could probably go on GitHub now and find a company's API key for something out there. I'm not going to in case I do, but I mean, I don't think. Yeah, let's just go to GitHub and type in API key. I mean, yeah, let's just do it. I'm not going to click on anything, but anyone can do this, and it's recommended that you do that. So typically, you type your site, and let's say API secret. You got to log in. I'm not going to log in. Can't be bothered and all that. But yeah, you should treat GitHub Dorking the same as Google Dorking. Spend hours. Same as Shodan and things like that. I know someone very, very recently, within the last 48 hours, which found a token leaked on GitHub, which led to production information, etc. Public program everyone knows about, and it was on GitHub, and it'd been there for a while, and he just dug deep enough and found it. There's still bugs out there, people. um, so yeah, carrying on with the questions. Um, what are the stuff that we need to learn to master XSS? Again, I updated my tutorials. It's about understanding what are they filtering against. Is it a blanket? Do you know what I mean? They've used something. I mean, in HTML, it would be something like this. So if you had test equals get test, and then you just echo test, that basically means test is going to echo your HTML. So if I was a developer and I wanted to fix that, you'd add something like HTML entities, and it's going to give me that. But with HTML entities, it doesn't encode that. So let's say, for example, it was posted here, and I simply said, I mean, echo it here. Now, I might think, yes, I'm protected from HTML entities, but it actually doesn't encode that with HTML entities. So that's another. So to master XSS, it's about knowing what to try. Again, I will try that. 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 Like, do you know what I mean? You can't be wrong. I want to know what they're filtering. Are they literally filtering everything, or is there some sort of interesting parser going on here? And the more you try, the more you test. You can't be wrong with trying. Do you know what I mean? The most you're going to be wrong is it's not going to be vulnerable to XSS. But it's about just that methodology. Kind of that methodology as to what to be trying and learning and what to spot. Um, Session on how to use Burp more effectively. There are lots of tutorials. I mean, what do you want to learn to use effectively on Burp? Um, because there are lots of tutorials and there are some classes out there. I don't know if I'd ever be able to give good enough content to match up to theirs with how to use Burp effectively, if I'm honest. I use a few extensions. I use repeater, intruder mostly, and I'm a hands-on hacker. When you have like 1,000 endpoints parameters with no obvious names, how do you check what should be tested against? Well, how did you get those endpoints and parameters? Like, and with no obvious names, or what do you mean no obvious names? So if you've got 1,000 endpoints, go scan for all JavaScript files on those endpoints, see what's in there, and get more endpoints. Brute force parameters, scrape input files and names, things like that, and start testing. I don't recommend spraying and praying, in my opinion, because it's best to understand what's actually happening, and you'll. Do you know what I mean? If you understand, like, do you know what I mean? I feel like I've perfected XSS and token hijack via open URL redirects. I feel like I can pick targets and look for that instant. And that's be a successful bug hunter. That's what you should do. Find what you're good at and run with it. A lot of people, I mean, Inti, what's his? Yeah, it's Inti. He's really good at coming up with creative techniques, such as the ticket technique, where you create an email and you could then get into their systems. We all know about the support ticket technique. He runs with that. He's found lots of places. It's cool. Yeah. So we've got another question, and we're gonna call it. I'm gonna head off in 10 minutes. So again, any questions, let me know. And if you got any feedback and you enjoyed this, if it didn't go the way you thought it would go, I've not been checking my Twitter for questions, which I probably should have. Okay, there's none on there. Um, okay, I got one question from Wolf Droid. I just visited BugBountyNotes, and when I saw the Wappalizer add-on, it mentioned that video player used YouTube. It means that it's using YouTube. There's a YouTube video on BugBountyNotes.com of me talking. Yeah. Question. I came across an SSRF and I want to scan the internal network, but I don't know the private IP. So, is an efficient way to get these IPs other than brute forcing? Um, so you don't know any of the private IPs at all. Like, there's nothing exposed with HTTPS certs. Have you checked for any SSL certs for internal stuff, which you can then start poking around with and querying? Um, if not, yeah, I mean, if you don't know any, you're probably going to have to brute force. I'd look for SSL, any SSL certs exposed for any internal subdomains though, and see if, do you know what I mean, is there any functionality where you can get any requests back, things like that, that you can take advantage of? Um, Donald, where can we contact you for help? The same place, Twitter, always. Um, Tech guys, Kira. Did I not open my DMs? I should always be open, really. I where is it? Yeah, DMs are open. If you got any questions, feel free to send them over there real quick. Um, no, Neolex, is there a way to do XSS on Firefox Chrome from not decoded URL params, i.e. an Edge doesn't encode it automatically, so it's vulnerable? Good question. I don't believe so. I believe that would only be IE and Edge. You can try iframe it maybe. iframe might handle it differently because I mean you can iframe it with encoding. Try that. You read a lot of JavaScript files, Sean. Yeah, I do. As part of my scanning, whenever I'm spidering and that, I always grab JavaScript files, check for changes. Because, like I say, on TripAdvisor, I noticed that every single page had its own JavaScript file with its own unique coding and endpoints and developer comments. And so I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm just simply going to check all of these. What are important things which hackers shouldn't do while hacking? Um, I mean, don't break their site. Don't DDoS, don't take down their site, don't do something that is, you know what I mean, don't interact with other users' accounts and pull other users' information. If you ever feel like you've gone a bit too far of a bug, always stop, reach out to the platform, or if you can, reach out to the company and explain what's happened. Um, just be good while hacking. Do you know what I mean? Be responsible, be professional. Yeah. Your method to find RCE. Um, Two different things. So one, I will always look for file upload things, file upload features, anything that's going to handle files. That's my go-to place. And second of all, I test parameters for the pipe feature command. So curl, test that in various places. But generally, to find RCE, I know it sounds weird, but RCE, you don't find RCE, RCE finds you. And that sounds weird to say, but like when you're hunting, you just, I guess it comes with experience. You're looking at things and you just notice certain response, certain errors, and you're just like, huh, I'm gonna try this. And yeah, but they're the two things I go for: testing parameters with the pipe and going for file upload. Um, One thing, I mean, with RCE, I guess a lot of people find RCE on those really hidden subdomains which shouldn't be exposed. So that's like RCE by design as such. So spending maybe spend some time looking for hidden files, directories, subdomains, things like that. Um, Another tip as well, final for RCE, again, using it by design, I guess, but it's looking for software things that companies are using, like Jira, or however people pronounce it. Orange, that guy Orange on Twitter found RCE on it, and loads of companies use it, so you can guess loads of companies are vulnerable. So yeah, that's kind of it. I hope that helps. Um, Hi, Callie. Hello again. I received a duplicate on a stored XSS 2 months ago, and I can still replicate it today. Do you think I should follow up? If you were duplicated, no. That so this it's interesting. Okay, people will probably be like, "Well, yeah, you should maybe. It's being responsible," but you duplicated someone else, right? Which means you found it after someone else. I also so one, it's not your responsibility, I guess, but it also shouldn't be the first person who reported it response to constantly be saying, "Hello, is there any update?" I feel like this should fall on platforms more because companies go to Bugcrowd, HackerOne, etc., and want to open a bug bounty program. Um, I really wish programs would get onto programs more to say like, "Hey, look, you've got." They might do it. I don't know. They obviously don't on the platform Cali's use it if it's after 2 months it's still there. But it'd be nice if programs could be enforced a bit more by platforms for like, look, do you know what I mean? You've got loads of duplicate reports coming in. You're not actually fixing these things. Annoying our researchers. um, but Cali, yeah, I'd move on. Don't waste your time. Chan, blind SSFRF, but ports not allowed, i.e., they're passing the URL, moving ports. Um, Try a redirect. If it's removing the ports, it's doing that for redirects. If you send it to your website, and you host something, and you just simply have some random PHP code, come in, going. So if we just put it like that, redirect it to that, see if it follows the redirect and doesn't pass it, because it might be passing. There might be like two layers of passing where it only passes the URL you give it, but after that, no passing at all. There was actually a bug on that on BugBountyNotes, not BugBountyNotes, Bug Bounty Training, Fast Food Hackins, where it would pass your username, display name when you signed up, but it wouldn't do any other filtering on the settings because it believed nobody could actually do it. So that's something to consider. um, if you got redirected by host header attack to their internal site, what can you try first? Do you get a response, hacker cracker? So you're setting host header to their internal stuff, and you're saying you're getting redirected there. Are you simply just getting redirected, so it says it's redirecting there, or are you able to see a response? That's key. I got some messages on Twitter. Kira, I'm pretty sure is that Kira, the Kira that I've got some swag for, I believe. Pretty sure I had you on Twitter already. Oh, this is my new Twitter profile. Okay. If you have any problems regarding sending swag, okay, never mind. Yeah, no, the swag for for everyone that wants swag, it's on its way. Like I say, guys, I am not a big company. I am a one-man army. The swag is on its way. I've ordered it. I've designed something cool. It's on its way. I've got some more swag. It's being sorted out as well for people. Yeah, swag has been sorted for people. So I feel like we've gone through all the questions. We've done a lot of hacking. Um, Again, this wasn't some big official mentoring thing. This was just to kind of hop on, get to know people more, talk to people, learn some hacking, and we talk. So hopefully you guys learn a bit from this, and hopefully I'm going to see you all on the 21st. Hopefully you guys are going to be there because I'll give you a little heads up as to what we're going to be doing. So the bugs on fast food hackings are going to be patched. So remember the bugs we found, XSS, cross-site cross forgery, things like that are going to be fixed. Now, I actually put another challenge out recently where you can test a new patch of theirs. If you want to go test a new patch, remember it's new settings.php, nothing else, nothing else. See what's on there. Have they fixed it correctly, or have they introduced something else that might be on there? And yeah, JD on sec. I'll see you on the 14th. And remember, we've got Ben Nahamsek from HackerOne hacking with us. That's going to be really, really fun. He's never done this before. I'm interested to see how he does live hacking. You know what I mean? Because I've just done it now, and it's good fun. And it proves that we're all human, and everyone does the same stuff. Yeah. So yeah. I've just got one more question. Is any way to change content type on response from JSON to HTML so I can trigger the XSS? Um, so what are they looking for? Application slash JSON, and if it's not, then they're not allowing it. I honestly don't know any. I believe you can do something with Flash, but I'm not quite sure. I've got a few bugs like that myself, which I haven't been able to do. Bogdan Callan, we will see Ben Screen live. Yeah, you will. You will indeed. So I'm gonna obviously it's been the 4th of July, it's now gonna be the weekend. I'm gonna be linking up with him next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, and we're gonna test to see how it works basically. Um Let me get my face on here. So we just gotta look at this. How do I get back to this? How do I share myself? Cameraman, that's me. Oh, I've just opened something else. That's wrong. There we are. Hello again. Yeah. So it's for those of you. I don't know how to click off of this. I don't want cameraman up. Um, So yeah, so for those of you who attended on the 14th, we're going to be doing the exact same challenge that everyone's going to be doing on the 21st, except because you donate and show some support and you're awesome, I want to give back to you guys and do like a more private type session. I'm not saying it was too busy last time, of course not, but I don't know. I don't know. I just want to say thanks to you guys really for donating and being there and help support me and enabling me to keep doing this really. So yeah, Ben will be attending. He'll be showing his screen. We're going to test it out, and we're going to be breaking the patches basically. The event will be on again a week after that for the 21st for everyone. Everyone is involved and invited. Um, and yeah, just going to go from there really. If anyone's going to be in Sheffield for SteelCon next week, let me know. Let's link up. If you're staying over, maybe we can even have a little mini hack event in the hotel room or something. Who knows? Sort something out. Um, yeah, I'm interested about Ben's Snapchat SSRF as well. Very interested. So yeah, if you guys I'm gonna wrap this up now, sort of thing. If you guys have enjoyed this, you want me to do this again, let's say it's just a little thing hopping on. I didn't intend to be on this long, if I'm honest, but once I get rambling, I get rambling, and there's no stopping me talking. I do apologize. Um, so yeah, if you enjoyed it, you want me to do more, what have you, just let me know what you want me to focus on, because I'm here to help you guys. We're helping each other and learn hacking. Um, and like I say, I really want to host a live stream, not a live stream, a live event with you guys in person. I'm not quite sure where most of you guys are based. I think some of you in India. Obviously, we won't be hosting this event in America because it's very hard for people to get to America, as most people find out for live events. But I want to host something where we can all get together. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the year, we've been learning how to hack, and we all get together and we all get to meet in person, get some cool swag, and learn to hack in person. You got a problem, question, we're there in person. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's what. If you know anyone who's watching this, or you know anyone who can help potentially with that, I don't know if I need any help. I'm not quite sure. We'll work stuff out. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Come to Canada. Yeah, I could come to Canada maybe. But yeah, honestly, appreciate everyone that has attended these sessions. I appreciate everyone that enjoys BugBountyNotes. And yeah, happy hacking, really, guys. And I'll see you on the 14th for the donators, and I'll see you on the 21st. You might see me before. I might wake up and decide I'm going to go live again, maybe. Like I said, feedback, etc., improvements, suggestions, let me know. Because I'm a one-man army doing this by myself. I need your help. So yeah, thank you so much again, everyone. And I'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone.